God. Getting up in the morning, I tell you, man, as time goes by, shit don't get easier, man. Oh, man. Shit, I put this in my backpack. Okay, I'm back, man. Yeah, okay. All right, let's do this shit. You know what, bro? If you're struggling, by the way, good morning, shit. I just woke up like about an hour ago. Uh, um, if you're struggling in the dating market today, You gotta do all you can to keep from struggling, man. That's why I make this video. Like, do all you can. You know, I'm like, I work out so I can have a better chance at finding a girl. Try to give myself the best chance possible. Right now, I'm about to, eventually I'm gonna fucking hit a jackpot in the future, hopefully. And money max, you feel what I'm saying? Just so I could have a chance at having a successful dating life, man. As we get older, it ain't getting easier. You become less desirable to women as you get older, man. You don't get better with age. Like, yeah, you get better with wisdom and knowledge, but the physical, you won't be able to keep that forever. You don't stay young and strong and attractive forever. So I'm preparing for those years to come around, and I'm doing the best that I can. Feel what I'm saying? I'm doing all that I can. Everything, working out, and I try to eat healthy sometimes, but I ain't gonna lie, man. Half of my diet is junk, and the other half is eating vegetables and stuff, for gains, broccoli and shit, and beef and broccoli and rice, But I know that my physical is leaving. I'm on a downhill slope, slowly but surely, and I'm doing all I can. I'm doing all I can to slow that down. You feel what I'm saying? Slow the aging process down. Doing all I can to keep from being old and alone, number one. That's my number one goal, is to get the finances in order. Get the finances in order. Make sure I'm, good financially, and I ain't struggling. You feel me? So do all you can, man. A lot of guys, they end up old and broke because they didn't do all they can, bro. they was lazy their whole entire life, and they let laziness just run their whole entire life, and they end up being broke, old, and alone, bro. Too many cats out here like this. You feel what I'm saying? There's too many cats out here that didn't do all they can in their youth, and they ended up broke, old, and alone, starving. Can't feed themselves, I don't want that to happen to me. So in my young years, which is 45 is still young. It's not old yet. So in my young years, I want to do better. I want to make sure I prepare for the years to come around when I'm not able to move anymore. You feel what I'm saying? If I don't die first, what's up, man? What the fuck? I'm doing goddamn traffic, man. Shit. Too much traffic, bro. See, we in a rat race. Everybody racing to work. We got trucks rolling by and shit.
Wait.
Everybody racing to work. Driving like maniacs and hella heavy ass goddamn trucks. Fucking dumbass shit, man. But doing all I can to try to look younger. If you're wondering why I've been shaving my beard, because I don't want no gray. I don't want to see no gray on my face. I'm too young to have a full gray beard, bro, or a salt and pepper beard. I'm too young for that. Maybe a few gray hairs, that's okay at 45. But I had a lot of gray hairs, man. I think I was too young to have look too goddamn old with all them gray hairs, man. It just reminds me of my demise, man. You know? So I've been shaving my beard and shit, man. I don't want to see no goddamn old goddamn. Plus, I don't even think that's all like gray hairs, man. I think that's stress hairs, man. Cause I started like really stressing out in my early 30s, man, and you know, with my living situation and shit. You know, work was fucking stressing me out. My mother was stressing me out at the time. And I started graying early in my early 30s. I remember I had a few gray hairs in my chin, you know, and my goatee and shit. So every year that went by, it kept getting more and more. I don't have hair on my head. I don't have gray on my head yet. It's just in the goatee, on my chin. That's the only place I got gray hair. Well, I got a few gray hairs on my body, you know, on my chest, like one or two hairs or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I shave that shit, man. I keep a bald face for a reason. I don't like all that gray hair. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't like facial hair that much no more like I used to anyway. You know. And the best thing I'm trying to do, I'm trying to slow the aging process. I don't want to be old, man. I still want to attract young females. That's another thing too. And it works, you know. Working out, I'm still buff. You know what I'm saying? Just doing all I can to stay relevant and, you know, and not forgotten about. You know, yesterday's news. He's an old man. He's an old man. So I continue to work out, man, and today I'm gonna fast. Not eating any food until 2 o'clock. I am pretty starving though. I ain't gonna fast today. I'm gonna have some pizza later on, man. I'm way too hungry right now. Shit, my stomach is growling. I only have pizza like once a week though, man. So I get my pizza fix once a week. But like I said, I'm doing all I can to make sure I don't end up old and alone, because that's what happens to a lot of guys who don't get their paper right. Guys who run away from self-improvement, like, you know what I'm saying, their whole entire life. And they end up, you know, by themselves, man, you know. Too many guys out here like this, man. I see them all the time out here. I could tell, I'm like, okay, he didn't get his paper right. He's stranded right there. You know, he's stranded. He forgotten about. He's 60. You know, he's living in his truck. He didn't do the right things when he was young. He just wasted time. He didn't think ahead. He always thought about the present. He never thought about the future. So he ended up still struggling at 60. And that's something that I don't want to do. I don't want to be struggling at 60 years old, bro. Barely paying rent, living in a car, or even worse, still living on the street. You feel what I'm saying? I don't want to be struggling at age 60, bro. Like, just straight up just broke, you know, dusty, for no apparent reason. You feel what I'm saying? I don't want to be forgotten about. I don't want to live my life without, you know, love and stuff, man, and companionship. You know? I don't want to be that lost dude, you know what I'm saying? That's just struggling by himself, can't like pay bills and can't do the things that he want to do. He's stranded, stuck in one space, stuck in one place. You feel what I'm saying? I don't want to be that guy, bro. I seen too many guys out here like that, bro. I seen too many men out here. Too many men who have been forgotten about by society, bro, because they didn't work on themselves, bro. They kept running away from self-improvement. They kept running away from bettering themselves, and it caught up to them in the long run. You can no longer attract women with your looks. Uh, when you get to be 50, 60, it becomes all about your motherfucking wallet. This one chick told me, she was like, uh, she was like, I'm like, what's a sugar daddy to you? She was like, 40 plus. And I was like, yeah, see, damn, that's a crying ass shame, bro. It's that you, the older you get, the more it becomes about your wallet, you know. And I try to keep myself in decent shape, and I still got young females liking me and stuff. I can see it in their eyes and stuff, man. Like this one girl, the shorty pants that work here at Starbucks, man. She about 5'1", and she's pretty cute in the face. She got a nice eye area. I like her eyes, but I'm doing all I can to, like, you know, still attract those type of women, bro. You know, those young women. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I work out. You know what I'm saying? Not just for my health, but to attract young females. And it works. If your body's in shape, you got six-pack abs, you know, you still, you know what I'm saying? You can still pull them. But it's not going to be forever, though. Remember that. Eventually, you know, no matter how many push-ups or sit-ups you do, at age 60, you ain't attracting nothing at age 60. Dude, some dudes I forgotten about, bro. Like, you just, because you didn't make enough money, or you just didn't get on the ball or nothing like that. You didn't rise to the occasion. You didn't better yourself. Yeah, you're gonna get forgotten about. And I hear stories all the time, like some of these Thailand stories, how men have been forgotten about because they done got over a certain age and stuff like that. And you just totally invisible to young females, not desirable, you know, at all. You just got to be over 50 and they ain't fucking with you no more, man. You know what I'm saying? So you pack your things, you go to Thailand, and all of a sudden you feel alive again. These are stories I'm hearing from, like, older dudes in their 50s and 60s. They're like, I haven't felt alive in such a long time. All these young women just paying attention to me. In the West, I ain't getting no attention from young females. But I packed my things and I went to Thailand, and all of a sudden I'm getting all this attention from young females that I wasn't getting in the West. And I haven't felt this desirable in years. Yeah, but, you know, they after your wallet. But hey, imitation attention is better than no attention at all. It's better than being invisible. They might be just looking, checking for your wallet and giving you that attention and talking to you and sitting down with you. Not, you know, you're not lonely, because it gets lonely as you get older. You're losing your looks. You're getting old, and you have less friends when you get older. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? It gets lonely, and then it gets worse as the years keep going by. That's the thing about it, man. You become less agile. You become less flexible. The kicks that you threw when you was 20, they getting heavier. Or maybe because I weigh more now. But I remember how fast I was when I was young. I used to throw kicks as fast as lightning. You know what I'm saying? Can't do that no more. I mean, the kicks are still fast, but they ain't like what it was when I was in my 20s. Boy, my copper water kicks, man, they had some lightning speed, man. I'm talking about young man shit. You feel me? You know, but the time is catching up to me, slowly but surely. Time is catching up to me, and you know, time is catching up to me, and I'm doing all I can to try to slow it down by working out and shit, bro. Slow it down. I don't want to be. I'm just. I don't want to be another forgotten about guy. You know, like you hit a certain age and all of a sudden you're the last one left, or you the last of the Mohicans or something, or you know what I'm saying? You just you just forgotten about, bro. You just the women are no longer checking for you. The young female, they ain't checking for you, and that hurts to be like, God damn, I used to be that good looking dude, and I'm still fairly good looking when I got the body fat percentage in check, and it flattens it what they call it. It flatters me, man, to get attention from young females still, man. It feels good, you know, to have some type of attention, especially from Little Seven. Little Seven is like 19 years old, bro. But I guess muscle is muscle, right? If your body is built like a 19-year-old, you're gonna get 19 female attention. My body still look like I'm, you know, I look like I'm a 20-something-year-old dude, bro, because of my body shape, you know, when I work out. And the other day, I had females pulling up, giving me $5, $10 bills, $20 bills. Well, I had my shirt off when I was flying the sign, you know, and I was showing all the goods, you know. And I was flattered to get attention from young females. So when I'm doing all I can, doing all you can too, you know, is to do all you can to stay relevant within society, bro. Don't be a has-been, man. Oh, yesterday's news, or just forgotten about. You know what I'm saying? So even if you 40 something, but your body's in check, man, you're gonna still stay relevant to young females. You feel me? You know. Little Seven is 19. Hell yeah, she just finished high school. I mean, like, she like 18. She barely legal, bro. Little Seven is barely legal, bro. You just finished. She's like she fresh out of high school, bro. And I got attention from her. That's flattering. And that means like you're doing the right thing. You're trying to stay relevant. You're trying to, you know, work out. You know, you're trying to do all you can. You're doing all you can, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Because a lot of motherfuckers, they get a certain age, and them young females, they forgot about them. They're like you like invisible to like them youngins. You feel what I'm saying? And when them youngins walk by, you be drooling. You feel what I'm saying? You know, you be drooling after them youngins, man. You know, and you competing with them young dudes for them youngins. You know, you feel what I'm saying? You competing with them young mans. But if a young man, he ain't got his body intact, and I got the body, that's gonna like, you know, that's gonna bring me up to his competition. Like I'm swole, he ain't. You know. I got, you know what I'm saying? I got upper chest cuts and shit, because I've been working on my upper chest. You know, I can walk off with my shirt off now. Before, a few months ago, I couldn't do that. But I could walk around with my shirt off now, with no shame. And it still feels like, it feels good to be still desirable, because nobody wants to be undesirable, bro. Nobody wants to be forgotten about. I'm hearing stories from all these goddamn like Thai channels, because one day I want to go to Thailand and stuff, and I'm hearing the OGs and stuff speak on there, some of the guys who were 50, 60, feel what I'm saying, even my age, just the women here, was not checking for them. That's why they ended up in Thailand, or in the Philippines, because the women here are not into older men like that. You know what I'm saying? Thankfully, I still attract young females, and that's a good thing. I ain't ready to date young females. I'm not dating. I'm not ready to date right now, because I sure will be shooting my shot with some of these young females. Like the 21-year-old female, she was slightly below average looking. She's like 21, and she gives me attention, man. That's one thing I can get. I can't get a woman that's 21, but she below average looking. I can get that. A woman that's a 4, you know, but she young at the same time. But she see you as an older, handsome man or whatever, she'll give you a shot. A woman that's a 5 or a 6, that's around 20 something years old. She see you're good physically. You know, you got the chest, you got 6-pack abs. You know, you're just trying to maintain all of that because you don't want to be yesterday's news. Like I said, you know, you don't want to be invisible to like young females, man. Invisible to the women that you don't find attractive. Don't get me wrong, I'm still attracted to like women around my age. I like women who are around 45 and even 50. Some 50-year-old females look good. You know what I'm saying? But I won't go too high. 65? Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm all good on that one. You feel me? But like I said, it gets worse. It gets worse. Got something in my nose. It gets worse as you get older, man. And it sucks. The aging process, it really sucks. It sucks monkey balls, bro. And it's sad. Nobody wants to think about their own demise. You know, but that's part of life, bro. We're not going to live forever. Like you said, it's part of the aging process. I know. But I'm trying to slow it down. Hide it. I don't want to be reminded that I'm going into the ground one day. You know what I'm saying? That my time here is limited. Now, I ain't living forever. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't want to be reminded. I know I'm not living forever, but I just don't want to be a constant reminder. And that's why it's good to date like young females, man. You feel alive again. That's why I do seek out younger women. You know, nobody wants to be old and alone. Nobody wants to be feeling lonely and shit because you done ran out of looks. You know, the worst thing you can do right now at your age is be fat. Yeah. That's a double whammy. You're over the age of 35. You're fat and out of shape. Big old beer gut. Big old pot belly. Yeah, that'll bring your SMV down really quick. I learned that the hard way. Trust me. I know what I'm talking about. It'll bring your SMV down so quick that you'll be invisible to all females. I remember when I put on that weight, bro, I was invisible to all women, bro. Bro, I was like a shadow walking in you know, bruh. It was like I was a ghost. You know, I was so invisible, I was a ghost, bro. Basically, bro. Basically a ghost walking around. And, you know, I got tired of that shit, man. So I started using steroids and I lost all that weight. I became visible again. I was like, that's all I had to do was lose the weight. And I became visible again. That's what I'm talking about. And being up and down in weight, man, is what's causing me to be having my type of droughts and being forgotten about. And, you know, it contributed to my 8 years of not having a girlfriend because you're always up and down in weight. So I'm doing all I can to keep that from happening again. I'm working out on a regular basis. Ever since I left jail, I've been more consistent with my workout. For some reason, jail changed me, man. I guess it's for the better, right? I'm more consistent with my workout. You know, I'm not putting on all kinds of pounds. Now, I had gained like 7 pounds when I got out of jail, right? Because I lost some pounds when I was in jail. Because you go a long period without eating, man. You know, in jail, lunch is around 11, 12. Man, you don't get no food until like 7 o'clock that night. You'll be one hungry dog when you go into dinner. You feel what I'm saying? You be one hungry dog going to dinner, bro. So that's a 7 hour fast. you know, So I lost some weight when I was in jail. I got bigger too. I got more muscular. My health was getting better and shit. You feel what I'm saying? Uh, it's like doing all you can to stay relevant with women, man. I know that you as a man ain't supposed to like seek validation and you all that in a bag of chips, even though you're fat and out of shape. Some dudes are delusional, bro. Like they get like, oh, women's supposed to just bow down to me, and give me what I want. Man, you are delusional, bro. Women hold the gate key to sex, bro. They do. Without a woman, you can't have sex. Just recently, there was some incel that just killed a woman because she rejected him, bro. All because she rejected him, bro. And I'm like, damn, what is this shit has came to, though, bro? Bruh, man, can't take rejection, bro? Really? Come on, bro. I thought you was smarter than that. They're gonna bury you up under the jail cell, bro. You know what I'm saying? And for real, just recently, some incel man killed a woman because she rejected him, bro. Look it up. It's online, bro. It was in my news feed, bro. And I looked at it, I was like, oh man, this dude must have been super desperate, man. Yeah, he looked like an incel. He was fat, out of shape, bro. What a woman gonna want with you? You out of shape. You ain't got nothing to offer the woman. You ain't got no money. You ain't even got a nice body to look at. You just a fat guy that's desperate, and you're gonna murder a woman, or delete a woman. I say, delete a woman because she rejected you, bro. You gotta get a hold of yourself, man. You see what I'm saying? This is your fault, bro. You should have been getting your money on instead of crying out here. Too many dudes on YouTube just crying a river, bro, and they're not doing nothing about their situation. All they doing is complaining. It's like, bro, you gotta start chasing money, man. Stop thinking about women so much and focus and concentrate on your bread. You feel what I'm saying? Focus on your money. Focus on your money. Stop focusing on women so much. Focus on building yourself. I've been hearing stories of guys getting in their 40s. They finally start getting serious about their bread. I was like, see? You see? They saw that, goddamn, I ain't going to be here too much longer. These looks are fading. That's funny. When the looks start to fade, that's when you start becoming more serious about your shit. When the looks start to fade, all of a sudden, I'm going to school now, or I'm saving money so I can open up a business. Dudes, when they get older, they start realizing, like, God damn, all that time went by, and I could have been a contender, man. I could have been something. I be going by some of these YouTube channels, and I'm looking at comments of that dudes in their 40s and 60s. They just start getting 40s and 50s. They just started getting serious about getting their bread stacked up. I'm like, better late than never. Shit. Better late than never. You feel me? You know? You waited too goddamn long. You gotta be serious in your youth, man. That's why I tell motherfuckers, if you if you're 22, 23, be serious about your money at that age, about the future. Do something. Go to college. Study computer science. Become a doctor or a lawyer. Or if you ain't doing that, follow the music dream. Try to follow the music dream and become a music producer or a manager in the music industry or something like that, or A&R in the music industry. or chase Hollywood. Go off and try to become an actor. Pursue that dream. Pursue something. Just don't do nothing throughout the years, bro. Because that's how you end up old and alone. A lot of guys, they ended up wasting their youth just doing nothing, not prepping for the future. You feel me? Not prepping for, it's just like, you know, they're not prepping. They're not getting, they're not, you know, they're not getting ready for the future, man. They're just living for today, man. They're not thinking maybe I should go and, get, my certifications. Maybe I should. A lot of guys, they don't build. They just like chase some raggedy job that don't really pay anything, or a dead end job or something like that. They stay there for years and never chase anything. Never want to become better. Don't even chase the lottery or nothing, man. I did win something yesterday. I won like $160, which it was okay. I still got it, man. I should have put more down. I would have won $300, $300+ But you live and learn, man. You feel what I'm saying? But guys suffer the consequences when they get older, man, and they get punished. Meaning, if you let yourself go, you become really fat. No sex for you. If you don't pursue your dreams with a passion, if you don't accomplish things, no pussy for you. You get punished for those things. I'm telling you. You wonder why you struggling? Man, you being punished for not bettering yourself. For getting overweight, fat. Women punish you for putting on them pounds, meaning that they ain't gonna give you any attention, bro, unless you got a lot of money. Like I said, man, when I was overweight, bro, man, females was not even giving me the time of day. I was starving for attention, and I felt so angry on the inside. I started, like I said, I started using steroids just to drop the body fat percentage, and then I became visible again. I was like, oh. But it's like that all the time, man. Every time I lose weight, I become visible. I gain some pounds, I become invisible. So fasting and stuff like that, it's part of the process, man. If you really want to get leaned up, I don't think I'm gonna have no pizza today, man. We're gonna fast, because I did a lot of drinking last night. I don't want to top it off with a pizza right now at this point. So I'll just have the pizza tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I might get it. I don't know, man. I'll make up my mind later. I'll make up my mind later. I did work out a little bit yesterday, so I ain't gonna be putting on too much fat. You feel me? As long as I stay active, you won't turn into a chunky butt, bro. And that's one thing that women don't like, I learned, bro. Women do not like fat men, bro. That's one thing you gotta get through your fucking goddamn brain, bro. And that should be enough motivation to like keep you working out for the rest of your life. It's like they don't like fat men. You get less attention from women when you are fat as a man, bro. And you're balding. You're fat and balding. You feel what I'm saying? And short. Like fat women can get away with being fat, bro. There's plenty of like chunky chasers out there, bro. Like chubby chasers that would love to be with a fat woman, bro. But that don't go for us. There's no chunky women chasers, bro. You feel what I'm saying? There's no women out there that pursue chunky men, bro, or fat men. That's why it's harder to for a fat man. You feel what I'm saying? Because there's no market for him, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's no market for a fat man. Like, you don't got a group of fat women talking about. You don't got a group of women talking about. Yeah, I can't wait to get me some chunky butt, or I can't wait to get a fat man. I can't wait, big old belly. Ooh, that's sexy. They're not checking for you like that, bro. When you're overweight. You feel what I'm saying? But other men do that. They got chunky chasers, chubby chasers. You feel what I'm saying? That's why it's easier for a woman to be fat and she still get a boyfriend or get some attention or something like that from desperate, horny men who have a hard time getting slim, attractive women. They'll sink down to the chunky women. They say, "Well, I can't get a slim and attractive woman that's, that's above my looks level, but I could get this chunky girl right here. It's like a lot of easy, man. It's easy to get it's easier to get to the coochie." you know, with chunky women, it's easy. Old women around 50, it's easier, man. A lot harder to get a young woman though, man. A young woman got options. You feel what I'm saying? That's why you got to do the best that you can, man, to compete and, better yourself, whether it's getting the money right or losing the weight, getting into shape. I'm in good shape right now. I'm not in perfect shape, but I'm in good shape. I only did push-ups and sit-ups yesterday, man. That's all I did. I just wanted to work on my arms and my stomach, man. Sometimes you gotta take time out and just focus on one area because your stomach start getting out of whack. And that's the most thing that women like is the stomach. So you gotta get your stomach in check. So if your stomach start getting out of whack, you gotta start doing sit-ups every day. Even if you're not working out, just start busting out doing some sit-ups. Matter of fact, you can just have a whole entire workout on just push-ups and sit-ups. That's it. We could do squats and sprints, work on the legs like tomorrow or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm always doing push-ups. Always. You got the big ass arm and shit, boy. Them big ass shoulders. You feel me? So I try to stay on top of this shit, man, because I know how it is to be fat and undesirable. That sucks. So I'm doing all I can, man, and do all you can. Just stay on top of your workouts and try not to get fat. Try not to put on weight and stuff like that. I just start putting lotion on my skin and stuff. My skin, I'm getting older, so I gotta put stuff on it, man. All the ashy and stuff. I'm gonna go in here and put some lotion on my skin right now when I get done talking on this live. But I'm almost done right now on this live. So, like I said, man, the physical, bro, you gotta work on that. That's one thing that females check when you walk through the room is your physical appearance. You know what I'm saying? Now, you don't have to be very tall, but at least if you're 5'9", you definitely have to be working out nowadays. You feel what I'm saying? 5'9", under 6 feet tall. You gotta make up for it in other areas. Either you got some game or something, or your body's in shape. You know what I'm saying? You're just working on yourself to be the best version to attract the woman to you. You gotta work on being attractive. And women love a nice body that's buff, man. They put hands on your chest and they rub your rippled stomach and shit. Got the most blowjobs when I was lean. You know what I'm saying? They love to suck on the dick when you lean, bro. When you got rippled abs, man, these women. That's why you got to maintain them. Don't lose them. That's what they like. You got to keep what they like intact. You feel what I'm saying? So whatever women like, you got to feed into it. You got to be that. I was trying to make a video about that the other night, but I think I messed up and started talking about something else. But you got to be whatever they like. If they like six-pack abs, get those motherfuckers. If you don't want to eat clean, do a gang of sit-ups. See, at least your stomach could be flat. It might not be very shredded, but at least your stomach will be flat. Don't let your stomach get out of whack. Don't let your body go. You feel what I'm saying? You'll get punished for that. You'll get punished. You'll get punished. They were like, oh, this nigga, he's fat. I done heard so many women talk about fat men so bad. If you're fat, if you're ugly, man, I'm like, damn, I don't want no parts of you. If you're fat If you're short, if you're ugly, if you're sub 5, I don't want to have nothing to do with you. That's why you gotta work out, bro. You gotta work. You gotta stay in shape, cause they respect the man that's in shape, bro. Like you get no respect if you're fat, and if you're broke, you know, you get no respect. Fat and broke, that's a terrible combination, by the way. It's okay to be broke, but don't be fat if you can help it. Work out. At least you got something to look at for them. You might not have money, but you got sex appeal. You feel what I'm saying? You got rippled abs, chest, back, arms, legs, calves. You know what I'm saying? Something. Give them something. If you ain't got a lot of money, at least you got some sex appeal. But you can't do both. You can't be overweight and then broke at the same time. That's a recipe for being ignored like a shadow on the wall. You feel what I'm saying? To be invisible. That is a recipe. So stay on top of that shit, bro. Do all you can. I gotta go, man. Go up inside the spot right here. I gotta drink some water and shit in the process. Right now I'm getting dehydrated. I'm getting dizzy and shit right now because I ain't drunk a whole lot of water, and I was drinking last night, so I gotta water up right now, man. Go in here. Oh damn, my lower back. Hellcat getting old. Oh, my lower back. And it sucks getting old too. That's one sucky part about life. Is that getting old, and the last thing you want to do is get old and alone. That's gonna even suck even more. Like I said it before, man. Oh shit, let me drink some water, bro. Let me water up a little bit, guys, cause my body is stiff. My body is stiff. Damn, I didn't realize how thirsty I was. Right in my mouth too much. I might have that soda, man, later on. Yeah, so like I said, man, you can't be broke. You can't be lacking in all them areas like that. When a man's body's in shape, that sex appeal to a lot of women. You can't be fat. You can't be fat and broke at the same time. You're overweight and chunky, that's a recipe. You're overweight and broke, chunky, that's a recipe for being ignored. Trust me, I done chunked up plenty of times. And every time I chunked up, I was ignored, bro. Every time I put on weight. But every time I took off weight, I became visible again. But I'm getting here, we're gonna put some lotion on my skin and brush my teeth and stuff and do what I gotta do, man. You guys have a good day, man. Do all you can to stay relevant, to stay alive, man. To stay, to stay in the dating world, man, because you ain't got no money. As you get older, you leave the dating world, you get forgotten about. Just get to dudes are just visible and invisible, man, at a certain age, man, without money. That's what I'm afraid of. That's what I'm preparing for the future. But you guys have a good day, man. Peace out, take care, and bless. I'm out.